last night could potentially be demoralizing. What kind of lessons can you take from this as the team's leader?
I think we're all losers on the team, but we just gotta be able to grow from it and bounce back. It's been two bad losses, but we just gotta get better from it. And keep learning, and just trying to grow together as a team.
Scotty, we were asking Darko, but I guess there's a clip of him leaving the game a little bit before the end of the final one. And kind of a big deal in Toronto because 2, 3 years ago, Pascal did a slightly similar thing. Ended up having to sit out a game.
For real?
Yeah, so just wanted to hear your version of how you ended up being off the bench and into the locker room before everyone else.
I was just like 2 or 3 seconds left, man. I just left the game. I don't know. So I just left the game.
I mean, did you think the game was over, or you were just kind of had it up at that point?
Nah, it was just 3 seconds left. Yeah. We was all going to the locker room. That was really it.
Going through this process, how could that be a good look for your teammates?
Huh?
How could that be a good look for your teammates?
I don't know. Left the game early. I guess you said the equivalent viral, so it's a bad look. It's a mistake by my part. If it affected them in any way, it's a mistake by me.
The situation you're in, you're kind of the leader of the team, and
I think we're all leaders.
one of the leaders. And so, but when you're kind of the emotion you play with, when it's good, it's very obvious. The whole building, but at times it looks like you get frustrated there. You see it sometimes when you're bang on your head or slow to get back in time. Is that something that's been pointed out to you? That's something you're aware of?
I think more when I'm frustrated or emotional, it's more on my part. I had like 4 turnovers in that first quarter. So just frustrated, mad at myself. Just got to take care of the ball, and it led to easy, fast break points. Showing emotion, not getting back, and it cost us on our part. So it's more me being frustrated myself in the way I'm playing, and it's not really nothing to do with everybody else. It's just more frustrated on my part.
But I guess you kind of recognize that the camera's on you all the time, the whole building's watching you. It's something that you got to be a little bit conscious of, or not?
I guess the camera's watching me. I guess just playing the game and just trying to win. Not really caring with the cameras. I'm just trying to play the win, help the team win, any way possible.
Has Darko, chatted with you about whether leaving the court early or like just getting back on defense and those kind of things or plays recently?
No, we didn't have no conversation about it. But y'all know. I guess we all can see that I'm frustrated a little bit. I think that's more of what it is.
You guys didn't have a meeting or anything this morning?
We talked about the game, but that was really the primary thing.
Since Pascal was traded, like you've become probably the focus of the defense. You're getting some really good defenders, kind of gluing to you. Sochan last night, just a couple other examples. I'm just wondering how you're handling that, and is it something new that you've got to kind of figure out?
You just got a game plan for it, prepare for it. They were more compact in the paint last night. It was more. You got Sohan, but then there's Wimmy in the back. So it's just him being able to rotate over every single time, and just got to be aware of his shot blocking. He had 10 blocks. The length that he shows his presence on the floor, it was there. So it affected our shots around the rim, and they was really trying to bait us to shooting threes, and then they was just trying to take everything away from the rim.
You're a guy who prides himself on making the right decision, making passes, helping his teammates get better. Have you felt that extra attention on you from a defensive perspective, and how do you find yourself adjusting?
Every team's different. The principles are different. That team, I feel like they want you to shoot threes, and Wemby coming over to rotate late, helping at the rim at all times. So I'm just trying to make the right play, get open shots. Somebody was always open, either if it was Yakin and Dunker, Kelly at the three. If they were helping on the big, there's a lot of open options that was still open.
Leaving the bench, yeah, we did. We talked about it. He thought that it was a shot clock violation, that the siren was already off. He was not aware of it, and yes, we did have a talk this morning about it. I just brought awareness that him as a leader of the team, like, he has to be aware of those kind of things, and that he cannot overlook, and that obviously being that guy, you're going to be always under microscope. So he's aware of it, and he regrets his act from yesterday, but it was genuine, just not being aware.
I know you weren't here for it, but during the campus season, Pascal did something similar in the team. I don't know what the wording was, suspension, benched him, they sat him out for one game. Is that something, I mean, it doesn't sound like you're going down that route, but is that something that you and Masai spoke about as a potential possibility?
From my understanding, I was not here obviously when Pascal situation happened. From my understanding, it was 2.5-3 minutes before the end of the game.
30 seconds.
Oh, okay. So I was not. Yeah. So, gotcha. So I think this was a little bit different situation. Definitely there is accountability, but in this case, I don't think we're going to go with any disciplinary route. But definitely accountability and awareness, and just a talk that it never happens again.
Plays with a tremendous amount of passion, and on the upside, you can kind of bring the whole crowd into a game. But we've all seen him make a face of the ref. Sometimes you don't know, sometimes they're a teammate, we're not sure. And how do you, is that just want to kind of revisit some of the stuff with Scotty, and wonder if you had any kind of conversation with him today, just how kind of things ended, the game ended last night in leaving.
Oh, leaving the bench. Yeah, we did. We talked about it. He thought that it was a shot clock violation, that the siren was already off. He was not aware of it, and yes, we did have a talk this morning about it. I just brought awareness that him as a leader of the team, like, he has to be aware of those kind of things, and that he cannot overlook, and that obviously being that guy, you're going to be always under microscope. So he's aware of it, and he regrets his act from yesterday, but it was genuine, just not being aware.
I know you weren't here for it, but during the campus season, Pascal did something similar in the team. I don't know what the wording was, suspension, benched him, they sat him out for one game. Is that something, I mean, it doesn't sound like you're going down that route, but is that something that you and Masai spoke about as a potential possibility?
From my understanding, I was not here obviously when Pascal situation happened. From my understanding, it was 2.5-3 minutes before the end of the game.
30 seconds.
Oh, okay. So I was not. Yeah. So, gotcha. So I think this was a little bit different situation. Definitely there is accountability, but in this case, I don't think we're going to go with any disciplinary route. But definitely accountability and awareness, and just a talk that it never happens again.
Plays with a tremendous amount of passion, and on the upside, you can kind of bring the whole crowd into a game. But we've all seen him make a face of the ref. Sometimes you don't know, sometimes they're a teammate, we're not sure. And how do you, is that something that needs to be kind of addressed or thought about from this perspective?
It looks like you were in the meeting with me this morning with Scotty. Yes, we talked about that as well. Obviously, he's learning what kind of effect he has on team and teammates and everybody. You know, he's 22 years old. He's going for the first time in his life through this to be the face of a franchise, and he's emotional. But he also needs to learn how to channel those emotions. You know, all of us, we have emotions, we're going to react a certain way, but the question is how quickly we're going to be able to bounce back and to do the right thing, you know. And I always say, like, as a teammate, if you empower your teammates, they're just going to go to another level for you and for everybody. And that's another great learning opportunity for him and the growth opportunity. That doesn't mean it's never going to happen again. I doubt, but I believe that it's going to be less and less and much better handling those situations going forward.
that was a tough loss. It could become quite demoralizing. What do you say to the team this morning to be like, here's how we're going to bounce back. Here's how we're going to learn.
Yes, we had 19 turnovers that led to 32 points in transition, and I think outside of the 1-3, everything else was at the rim. And we watched the film. We watched all of those turnovers that they led to them scoring easily in transition. That was a big problem of the game. I thought that in a half-court defense we did a lot of good stuff, even with a bunch of new guys who are still learning terminology and positioning on the court and different schemes. And also when you miss so many easy threes, wide open threes, combined with 10 block shots from one player, it can be demoralizing. So the whole point of my film and talk with the players in practice today with the guys is what can we control? What can we do differently in these situations? How do we make it better for us? They did have as well. They had 19 turnovers and we were able to come up with steals, but we were not able last night to capitalize on the other side and to score enough. So all of those opportunities are ahead of us. I always like to have a positive mentality and to bounce back, while at the same time addressing the issues and trying to grow through that process.
Both the New Orleans game and last night's game were games that you sort of called out the energy and intensity of your team, and obviously those games happen within a week of each other. How often? Obviously, you don't want to be giving this message at all, but how many times do you have to give it until you're concerned that it's not, that the message isn't getting through, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it's the message is always there. It's always honest evaluation of what's going on, and it's opportunity to learn and get better. Like after the Pelicans game, we were able to bounce back. Hopefully we bounce back from our experience last night. Having in mind that this is a young team, we need to learn what it means in the middle of the game, not just after the game, how we can fix that during the game. What do we need? Like when we're not making shots, what can we do to stay in the game? You always want in NBA game to make it a 10-point game, lead or down in the fourth quarter, because the game is in the reach. So that means that you gotta be even more focused on defensive end. That means that you gotta get more rebounds. That means that you gotta take care of the ball. That means all of those things together, and not to allow that one thing trickles down and makes effect on other things. I'm never looking for excuses, but since December 26th, we were 31 days on the road before coming home over here. Our team changed quite a bit. And in this process, that there has to be patience. We are addressing the right things, we're working on the right things, but at the same time, we're expecting a reaction.
You use the word accountability, and I know as a coach, it's part of your job to keep players accountable. But in the locker room, how difficult maybe is it for a young team with a lot of rotating pieces now, with all the transactions happen, to keep each other accountable without you having to come down?
Wow, that's a really good question, Savannah. And with all the new players and so many young players, it's hard for them. It's not easy for them to have those conversations, and it's not easy for them to, they know Kelly for 3 days, and like what you're gonna tell to him when he's in the league for a long time. And at the same time, he's not feeling comfortable. Like I'm on a new team, like I don't even know what we're supposed to do defensively or offensively, or what I'm gonna tell guys there. So big voices in our locker room obviously are Garrett Temple. This is great opportunity for Yak to be more of a voice. He's been around this team and organization for a while. So it's a growing pain for them as well to feel comfortable in those situations as well. But it's needed, and it's something that we're addressing individually with players, how they need to step up.
We've seen coaches here in the past who will call players out publicly and sort of have maybe a tougher coaching style. How do you approach those conversations with your players? Is it different from a hard-ass coach or whatever?
I am hard on them in our team setup. I'm hard on them when we talk one-on-one. I'm always challenging them and facing them with the truth. but I'm not the one who's going to go to media and complain about players. I'm not that guy. I'm always going to try to protect my guys, and I know that those guys, I want to go in a war with my guys, so I want to have their back in the public eye. But at the same time, whatever needs to be said in a private setting, in a team setting, they hear all of that.
There's been a few different matchups. I guess the way to put it would be he's more and more often drawing the other team's primary defender, best defender.
Yes.
And how is he doing in your eyes with that? I mean, last night Sochan really got into him. Think of a couple of other games the last few weeks or so.
I mean, everything comes with the territory, right? He's the future of the franchise. He was not dealing with that in the past. He was second or third option. And when you become first option, that's the reality of life, and you got to go through that and figure out how to play against those type of players. Same thing goes for Quickly. Quickly was a backup point guard, playing backup minutes, occasionally starting for a couple of the games, but it's not easy, and it's not the same thing to do it every single night against the best defenders in league, the best teams in league, against starters in league. So there is a learning curve. Like those things, they don't change overnight. They don't change with one film session. They don't change. There's going to be moments and games that those guys really shine. There's going to be moments where those guys are really going to struggle. But struggle is the way for you to grow and get better and learn from. If everything would be la land and everything would be easy, there would not be growth. You would be just like stagnant and staying on the same level.
Thanks for watching the Toronto Raptors YouTube channel. Check out our latest video and subscribe for more.
Payne denied, lead pass, here's McDaniels. In a crowd, wide open three.